When students do not enjoy science, you can see the relationship between science performance and, career aspirations. It's very poor. Often, I must say, we teach STEM like religion. We make people believe in certain scientific paradigms and we make them do practices. And then at the end, we make them repeat what we have told them. That has nothing to do with STEM.
The problem lies with the rigidity of traditional paths to jobs. In earlier times, a learner would progress through primary, secondary, and tertiary education, then graduate, apply to a job, and progress in a conventional fashion with desire for upward mobility. As we know, the real world now looks nothing like this. The path to meaningful work takes many paths. Further, this standard approach creates big disadvantages for those who want to participate in the new workforce, but have not acquired market-relevant digital skills that employer needs.
When I was a kid, and what were my role models as a kid, right? And what got me inspired on following STEM or mathematics in my case. And I would say that personally, the person that put the first seed, I think, was my father. He's also a scientist. He's a chemist. And I do remember when we were growing up, he would always explain us, I don't know how the eclipses went, why some certain chemical reactions were going, or a little bit of science. He was always teaching us small things. And I think that hit on me, and I wanted to learn or see the world through science. I remember one day my father took me to a friend's house and we were watching the stars. He had a telescope. It was the first time I was watching through a telescope, and I got to see Saturn and a couple of more things. And I think that just changed my view of the world. And I really thought like, I need to get to know more about space and things like that.
If you want young people to be creative, you have to give them space to experiment. If they experiment, they need to take risk. If they take risk, they, make mistakes. And if our education systems do not help students learn from these mistakes, maybe they won't become so creative. Well, that's all in your hands when you do develop a good STEM education. It's about focus, teaching fewer things at greater depths. It's about rigor. It's about coherence. It's about, interdisciplinary, helping students to think across the boundaries of disciplines, of transferability. And very important, STEM education can't be taught on a whiteboard alone. The authenticity is really important. STEM learning needs to be fun. It needs to be interesting. It needs to be related to the real life, to the real problems, not, an abstract world of formulas and equations taught without any passion.
But I think in science, we need to be able to talk to other science disciplines. We need to teach the kids that it's not, you don't have to be specialized in one thing, or you don't have to know a lot about one thing. You need to be able to learn and know a little bit of all the different science and STEM activities, because it makes everything more sense, and having more open mind.
We seek to draw more underrepresented people into STEM, including women who are being left behind in a so-called she session. So what does an inclusive digital revolution look like? We need to match desire with opportunity. Equitable upskilling starts with hard-wiring equity into the reskilling revolution. To support underrepresented people, including women, we need to urgently address a few things.
In the always evolving world, the educational systems should advance as well, supporting the implementation of STEM education from the very beginning. It is a way to prepare children for the new world where decarbonization, energy efficiency and use of renewable sources are not only theoretical concepts, but most importantly are part of our everyday practical lives. The transition to STEAM-based world must be accompanied by efficient social measures that begin with transforming the education, and we are very happy that Scientix can be considered as a helpful and effective tool supporting this transformation.